From the island Espiritu Santo, we motored some quick 3 miles down south to Isla Canas. It is one of the most protected anchorages in the whole Perlas Islands, without the usual Pacific roll in the anchor bay. You enter through a fairly narrow channel that has a couple of shallow parts with rocks in it, so you have to keep a good lookout. Chuff took the lead, and when I saw them do a fast turn to starboard, I knew where not to go. We made it safely to the anchorage without touching ground, and the next morning we headed over to a small village just a mile south of us on Isla del Rey. Sheddy and Joel had brought some of the vet stuff to the island, and we tried to explain to the locals what we were up to. It was interesting to watch how they were first a little bit skeptic, but then when they found out that they would be getting some treatment for the dogs for free, more and more people showed up with their dogs to get some shots.
Oh, Pepe, lo siento. It's okay. I know it would. There you go.
Espera, ve.
Sheddy even saw one dog that she had spayed some time ago on another island. She said it was really great to get the chance to see how the dog was recovering after the operation, since they are usually not there anymore to see the full recovery of the dog. Joel and Sheddy offer their work to the locals for free, but if someone offers to pay you with some fresh homegrown chili peppers, you know, it's really hard to say no. Buen provecho. ¿Qué tal todos?
Bien.
¿Les gusta la escuela?
Sí.
¿Sí? ¿Qué les gusta mejor? ¿Matemática? ¿Biología? ¿Sí? Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Chao. Soldier crabs, you said they're called?
I try and rip the claws off. A lot of times they want to have somebody's got a nice home. They want to try and take over their home.
Sheddy asked if anyone would be interested in getting their dog spayed or neutered, and since the response was really positive, we asked them to pick us up the next day so we could bring the whole surgery equipment in. The launcher reminded me a little bit of the time when I found those holes in Karl's hull, but we made it safely, well, maybe not quite so dry, but we made it safely to shore. We found a little community hall that we could set up as a temporary surgery station with a nice big table. Is that the waking up station?
That's the waking up station.
Recovery area.
Recovery area, done. There you go, the hospital is ready.
If we get the first doggy here, we can give her pre-medication.
Yeah.
She's like, no way guys, I'd like to keep my ovaries.
Yeah.
She lost Well done, baby.
What did you give her?
Primera inyección es para tranquilo, calma. Entonces, segunda inyección se duerma. Y hablar y...
Muy triste. Oh, it's not that bad.
What are you prepping now?
So that's her anesthetic injection, and we're also preparing some injections that Joel can continue giving while they're under anesthetic as little top-ups of the primary injection. The surgery tends to take 20 to 30 minutes, so he often needs to top up just a little bit of anesthesia every 5 minutes or so.
Okay. Half of the village gathered outside the temporary veterinary clinic and tried to get a peek of what was going on. But when the first little patient could not hold her gastric content anymore, they backed away quite a bit, and it took a while until they felt comfortable to get close again. The light situation was not ideal, but after a bit of improvising, we found a solution. was really amazing to watch Sheddy and Joel work together and to see that they made these surgeries happen in the middle of nowhere. And the locals were really grateful, and we got invited for an awesome lunch by one of the families.
Before we start, we just put a little bit of local anaesthetic in, and that way it numbs it locally at the site as well, and it usually means it's a little bit less painful and we don't need to use quite as much anaesthetic, which is nice.
Oh, you're putting that into the ball?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And when it was time for the first neutering, you could tell that the mood of the surrounding spectators, mainly males, slightly shifted. You could definitely tell that the men felt some kind of phantom pain when they watched that little dog being neutered, and the look on their faces were saying, "Poor little pooch, I really don't want to be in your skin right now." Ya no hay los cojones. Pobrecito.
Tattooing the ears, like an international sign that the dog's been castrated or spayed, so that other vets don't try to do an operation, because especially with the females, it's really hard to tell sometimes, you know, a year or 2 years later whether they've had it.
When all the dogs had been treated and we had cleaned the tools and packed up the gear again, I felt exhausted, and I had only been filming that day. Those two have my highest respect for the awesome work that they're doing, and hence I have to say this again. If you want to help these two and help buy some more veterinary supplies so they can fix some more animals along the way, then head over to the Patreon page, Chuffed Adventures, and send them $1 or $2. It's really worth the investment. Well, time to lift up anchor again and move further south. But more about that, guess what?